Hello everyone, it's Gabrielle here today to do an intro to this video. So in today's video, I will be going through my hamster cage submissions. So I ended up getting a ton of submissions. I think altogether it was over 50 to be honest. So while I was filming this, I had a 30-minute clip and then a 20-minute clip and then a 15-minute clip, and I still haven't gone through all of them. So this will end up being about a 3-part series. I hope to get this edited soon and get the first part put up, but if you don't see yours, if I told you you'd be in the video and you haven't seen yours yet, you're gonna have to wait till the next video. I do apologize. I'm trying to get everyone in. It's just taking me time because I don't want to rush looking at people's enclosures and giving them the amount of time they deserve for sending in their submission. So, just to be clear, in this video, I'm trying not to be judgmental. I simply may give little suggestions here or there. That I'm not a perfect pet owner, so I'm trying to be very understanding of certain things. If I come off as rude, I'm sorry, that was not the intent at all. I don't think I did come off as rude, but in case I did, just know that I'm looking at your enclosures and I'm complimenting them. But if I see something that I think you could improve upon, I may give some suggestions. Now, let's go check out my enclosure, because we all know mine isn't perfect, so let's go judge it. Quick rundown of my hamster enclosure. Her sand bath is over here, which is currently dirty, and there's sand in her water, so I have to clean that. Some chews, a rock for her to run on, and then we have some more chews. This is aspen bedding. This is safe for hamsters. She actually does have a burrow. Where did it go? Right there. And then she did have another one that I might have accidentally covered up. I was trying not to, but I might have. More chews. And then her chamber box, which I moved just to give her something different. Honestly, it's not perfect right there. Her food bowl, Missouri Round Mouse, Higgins, that. Her silent wheel, which has some bedding on it right now. And then her clean and cozy, her hide, and she is actually sleeping right there. Are you going to stick your little nose up? Oh. So yeah, she's sleeping. It's the middle of the day. Things I would like to improve is giving her some more enrichment, so making some more things to add to it. For example, just in general, I just want to give her something here to crawl on and play with that's a little bit bigger. Maybe get her some more hides. Honestly, just have extra toys that I can swap in and out. That way she is never bored. So the person we have is Cheez-Its Play. They have a hamster enclosure, of course they do, and they have a Syrian hamster who is in 12 inches of bedding. The cage is 819 square inches, which is really good. A 12-inch wheel, 3 hides, 2+ different types of chews. The substrates are Eco, Kitty Clean Cozy, Care Fresh, Aspen, Critter Care, Paper Shreds, some homemade bedding, and toilet paper. Of course, toilet paper. We love toilet paper. And sand is Children's Play sand, heat treated and sifted. So let's check it out. I'm gonna click on it. So right off the bat, it looks so nice and natural. I love natural looking hamster enclosures, although I do still like the colorful ones as well, but there's just something so nice about a natural looking enclosure for hamsters. And I love the wheel. So much bedding, which is really good. Overall, I think this looks great, this enclosure. I like it, and the fact that it's a bin cage, which means it probably didn't cost a lot, and it's great. I love it. So we have Polar Airbet. I don't know if that's how you say your name. I love this enclosure. I think it looks so nice, and they gave me so many details about it. They said that they are getting a bigger bin cage because this one is a little small, which I agree. I mean, it does look a little crowded, but in general, I like that there's so much stuff in there. It'll keep your little guy busy and active. And that's great. He is so cute, your little hamster. Adore him. Would die for him. In general, I think it looks really nice. Again, I think she said this is a Trixie wheel. I also like that. Next, we have a girl named Taylor. This is her hamster enclosure. It is 808 square inches of space, and let me say that is a very good size for a Syrian hamster. I really like the way it looks. It looks really like aesthetically pleasing from the outside, and I really like that about this. It does have like some levels, which is really cool. I've always liked whenever people add levels to their enclosures to give the hamsters more stuff to do. Like I can see that her water bowl's up here, and it looks like she makes a lot of toys, which I always think is the funnest part about having a hamster, is making them some toys, like the little cardboard house, lots of like little chews. But I don't know if that's a food bowl or a water bowl, but if that is your water bowl, I'd say maybe get one that's a little bit deeper. Again, lots of homemade chew toys. I would say just maybe get some more smaller wooden chew toys, but other than that, I think it looks great. It doesn't look like he has a lot of bedding, which is one thing I thought I'd say. On the one side it does, but even then, I would just try to give your hamster more bedding. They love to burrow. I personally need to learn how to give my girl more bedding, but because they like also pat it down, maybe that's just why your girl, or your guy, your Syrian hamster could have just patted it down. Moving on, this is someone called When Claude Met, and this is their Syrian hamster cage that is 472 square inches of space and a 7 to 8 inch wheel. His name is Mr. Kipling. Is that from Jessie? I grew up watching Jessie. The one thing I will say is I definitely think 450 square inches is the minimum. I think that shouldn't be the minimum. I think more like 500 square inches, because looking at it, it does look small. I do like that you do have the addition on top of it. But in general, I always would just want to give my Syrian a ton of space. Both of my Syrians have always gotten very bored in smaller enclosures. Even now, Mavis gets very bored in her IKEA Detolf. So honestly, I think in general we should strive to get bigger and better enclosures. But in general, I like the amount of chews you have. I do think he needs a bigger wheel. You said your Syrian is clearly very big and very cute. Mr. Kipling, hello. So cute. He definitely looks very big, and I think he would benefit from having a 12-inch wheel, possibly. He looks like he's a big guy, and I can tell you care about him, and he is so cute and gorgeous, and he's so cute, looks precious. Next person doesn't want to be shouted out, so I don't know if they want to stay anonymous, but they have a female Syrian hamster cage that is 1,150 square inches of space. She's using aspen and paper-based bedding, 8 inches deep, an 11-inch wheel, a sand bath that's hidden in this picture, and a wheel. I adore the way this looks. It looks so freaking good, pretty. Like, it looks like a glass box that you can just look into, and I really like that. In general, I love how busy it is. I think that'll keep your hamster really stimulated and really enriched. And I love just like how you have everything so nicely set up. It's really nice. And I like that you're using 2 different beddings. I think that's really good to try to give your hamster different textures. In general, I love this setup. I think it's a very interesting way to do this. You know, like putting the wheel in the middle like that and then having all this stuff around it. I need to take a note from you. I really like this cage. I think it looks really good. Female hamster's name is Sprinkles. I really like this. This is a good one, and Sprinkles is adorable. Next we have Evie, has a rough and dwarf hamster girl called Biscuit. She's 2 months old. Home is an IKEA Billy, which I have filled with soft bedding and wooden toys. Sorry, the guinea pigs are pecking on their water bottles. Is about 450 square inches of floor space, and she has an 8-inch wheel. I like it. I think it's cute. I think little guys do better in bigger spaces. But in general, I think it looks really cool and neat, and you have a lot of toys for her, and her bedding looks good and big. I would try to add more in a specific area. Instead of like 2 corners having that much, make one side have that much, so then she can make tunnels in it. Anyways, I love it. I think it looks very cute. You seem to care about her a ton. I like it, and I like your little top. Your top, though, you should probably get a lid for it. You might have a lid for it, but hamsters are tricky little guys, and we don't want a hammy loose around the house. I have heard people that have lost their hamsters for months at a time. We have Hamster.Team01. Make sure you check them out on TikTok, is what they said. So make sure you go and check them out. They said that they have a 200-quart bin cage. Here it is. I love the soft bedding. I love the bendy bridge, breaking stuff apart. You did say you only had 7 inches of bedding, which is better than like 5 inches. So that's good. Of course, I'd always try to add more just because the bin cages are very tall, so you could always add a ton. But of course, I do know how sometimes hammies like to chew on the lids, so that could be the problem. He said a dwarf hamster lives in here, and his name is Boots. Love that. And in general, I like that you have a lot of homemade popsicle toys, like the bridge and stuff. I think that's really cute. I like it. I like the little house in the corner. It looks really cute, and I think your hamster's gonna have a lot of fun in here. Next, we have Cheetah Hammy, who said, "This is my current female robo setup. Her age is unknown, but she's very sweet. If anyone has questions, they can message me at Chili Hammy. For faster replies, my main is Muted Kitty." Can I just say, she connected 2 bin cages. That's amazing. It looks so good. I love this, guys. This is great. I'm like so excited. it looks so active and busy, and your hamster is probably having so much fun in it. This is the kind of stuff I strive to have. My cage does not look like this at all, and I wish it did. This is amazing. I love this so much, and it just looks also so cute and nice. Like all these little toys and stuff. I love this. This is great. Just so many little hides for them to keep busy. So cute. I really like it. And then she even has lights around it. That is adorable, guys. Aw, I love that. I guess my only question would be, do you have a lid for it? I don't think I saw that in the pictures. Like, this is just a question for you in case you do see this. Does your hamster ever try to escape? That would be my main concern. I have a lot of cats, so that's why I'm always concerned about that. But that's Mochi D Hammy. Make sure you go and check her out because I love this setup. You guys should definitely check them out, support them because this might be my favorite setup. Next, we have Jess. Jess said, Dragon, 11-month-old Syrian lives here. She's bedding on one side, which goes all the way up to the top, but she steps all over and squishes it down. Of course, that's what all hamsters do. She's not a happy hammy with her setup, so any advice would be great. Let's check this out. An IKEA detail, from what I can tell. I think it looks great. I think it looks amazing. Now, whenever she says she's not a happy hammy, I wonder if that means she's chewing on like the bars and stuff, because my hamster does that and she's just a baby. But oftentimes floor time can help with that, letting them out for floor time, get them enrichment that way, rearranging the cage more often. Just say Dragon is so cute. I don't know why she's not happy. This looks amazing. I think it looks great. I love her wheel, wooden wheels like that. I think they're really interesting. I probably would never own one because I have my Carolina Storm, but I like that. I think it's really neat. Next, we have Jaylien, and let's check out her 40-gallon tank, which houses her baby Syrian hamster. What's her baby Syrian hamster's name? Zuki. This looks really nice. It's a 40-gallon, which is better than anything else. I think a 40-gallon meets the minimum, which is nice. One thing I would say is I like the fact that you added, it looks like you added aspen with more soft bedding, which is really neat because then she'll be able to burrow more. On top of that, I would just say add more toys to keep her enriched. I'm glad that you plan on getting a different wheel once she gets a little bit older. Flying saucer wheels aren't always the best, but you said you will be upgrading that soon, so that's great. In general, I would just say add more toys. I think she would benefit from that greatly, and in general, you're off to a really good start. Next, we have My Small Pets, which is here on YouTube, so go check her out if you like her setup. She said she would like to send in her hamster named Pretzel. She is in a 40-gallon Exoterra, which is really interesting, with 7+ inches of bedding and a Carolina Storm wheel. And she used Reptisand. It is the 40-gallon, which is actually what Augie is in. Augie's my leopard gecko. In general, I think it's a really interesting idea to have a front opening enclosure for a hamster. I love that. Love that you have a Carolina Storm wheel. I love my Carolina Storm wheels. They're so quiet. It's really great. I like all the natural hides. I think it looks really good. In general, my main thing about this kind of cage is it's kind of hard to give them more bedding because of the front opening enclosure. The fact that you have her sand in her wheel and she has a pretty big sand bath. I like the setup in general. I think it's really interesting that you decided to use a reptile enclosure for this. Next, we have Rachel's_animals YouTube. She sent in her hamster and her rabbit's enclosures, but we will go over that later for the bunnies. We'll just look at her hamsters for now. So her hamster's name is Maple, and she lives in an Alaska cage, 84 by 48.5 by 44 centimeters, and she is really running out of space in her room and used to keep her gerbils in an IKEA detolf, but had to sell it because she didn't have the space. In general, I like that it's like a cage, you know, like with the bars and all that. For some reason, I feel like hamsters would kind of like to be able to climb on the bars, but at the same time, I'd be worried about them bar chewing, which is very annoying. I really like the wheel, the wooden wheel, and all the bendy bridges and the little level. That's really interesting because then it kind of creates a little area so then you have more floor space. My last hamster chewed those tubes, so I would pay attention to that because some guys like to chew those and those aren't always safe because they are plastic. I think if anything, I would just add some stuff to the level on top just to get maybe more chews or like a hide or something. But I like it. I would also maybe try to give her more bedding. That way she could burrow and stuff. Next, we have Victoria, who sent in a picture of her enclosure. Sadly, her hamster did pass, so she is getting this cage ready for a new ham. It is 850 square inches of space. Her last hammy that passed was named Potassium. So sorry for your loss. That really sucks. But she also said her cage is a little boring right now, but she plans on getting some more toys soon. I like that it's 850 square inches of space. I like the little level. I think that's really interesting that you added that. It is a sand bath on top, that little reptile dish. If anything, I would just try to give her a bigger sand bath. And, you know, just in general, I think they do better with bigger sand baths, but I really like this enclosure. I think it's really cute. Next, we have April. She says, hi, I'm sending in pictures for the hamster cage reaction video. My hamster name is Henrietta. That's cute. Such an elegant name for a little hamster. She is a white hamster. Her cage is 510 inches of floor space. It is a bin cage. I use Katie Clean and Cozy odor control. She has sand in her cage too, around her cage, and hay, and her food is Katie Natural Blend. Odor control, I would be worried that it's scented, so in general, I would try to get plain Clean and Cozy, nothing with odors in it, because that has killed hamsters in the past. Like lavender scent one has killed a lot of hamsters. Love this setup. I think it's really cute though. I love the fact that like the Clean and Cozy looks like it's mixed with something, maybe hay. I can kind of see hay. Which is a really awesome addition. And then on top of that, I like your bendy bridge. It looks really cute. It like looks like it's different sizes and stuff. And your hamster is adorable. I've always wanted a cream hamster like that. I just think they're the cutest. I like your little house for her. One thing I would be worried about is her getting stuck in those holes, to be honest, because Syrian hamsters are so fat. Let's be honest. I would be worried about her getting stuck in that kind of stuff, but you know your hamster best. I like how big her water bottle is. That's really interesting. And in general, I think it's a nice setup. The one thing I would say is the tube in here that's yellow. Those aren't always big enough for hamsters, so I would just keep an eye on that. And I had those in my hamster cage once, and they never went in them. Your hamster might, but mine never did. So sometimes it's easier just to remove them because they take up space. Next, we have Leah's cage. This is again another like bar cage. It is kind of hard to see into the pictures, which kind of stinks. I love your sand bath, and I can tell your hamster kicks the sand around a lot, which is really funny. My hamster doesn't do that, but I see the sand everywhere, and it just shows that your hamster's living in it. And she said her hamster's name is Luna, and under the level there are lots of hides, lots of stuff for them to play with, and I love all the little hides and how active it is. The wheel I would probably change simply because it does look a little small, but what kind of hamster lives in here? Let me check, because I don't want to just make assumptions. If your hamster's a dwarf, it might be okay, but if you have a Syrian hamster, you should definitely upgrade that because that can hurt their backs. Super nice cage. Next, we have someone called Agha, that is their actual name, on Instagram. They have a Syrian hamster named Gerald living in a 75-gallon tank. Can I just say, 75 gallons, that's super big. He said that he does have a chamber hide, but he buried it because it was ugly. And then on top of that, he also said that his sand bath is a little uneven because his hamster likes to kick it around. I like this. I like how much bedding you gave him. I like how it looks natural. I see that you added driftwood or like spider vines. I don't know if that's what that wood is called, but I really like those. I personally try to put those in my own enclosures. I think it looks great. I think I can see your hamster in this picture. He looks adorable. Love Gerald. Would take a non-lethal bullet for Gerald. Just putting that out there. Love this setup. Nothing I can really say that's wrong about it. I just love how much bedding you gave him. Jess.pets, check them out on Instagram. And their enclosure, which is a 90-quart bin, and her female Syrian lives in here. She has an 8-inch rodent wheel, bathing sand from Tiny Friends Farm, and she eats the Sunburst gourmet blends and 2 hideouts. So, I love the way your hamster looks. I love black coats. I was thinking about getting a black hamster, but instead I got Mavis. So cute. I think that your enclosure, I like the amount of bedding you've given her. I like the wheel. I like the little hide. If anything, I would try to give her more chews and maybe take whatever that is in the sand bath out. That way she can bathe in it a little more. But other than that, it's off to a great start, and I think it looks really good. It does look a little bit small, but sometimes pictures are like hard to see things, you know? It does look a little small, but I don't know, it could just be the picture. Next we have Bobby's enclosure, which is a 612 inches of floor space, and she's a Syrian hamster. And I have a YouTube channel, it's called Your Girl Bobby. So let's check it out. It is a bin cage, I don't know if I said that, but in general, I like the fact that it's colorful bedding. We haven't had that much colorful bedding, I know we have, but pink, adorable. Really like it. One thing I will say is you should probably try to get a regular wheel because again, I know that people say that if you're going to use a flying saucer wheel, you should get a a normal wheel as well. That way the hamster can choose, because not all hamsters like these kinds of wheels. And even if they do, it's better for them to run on a regular wheel. At least that's just from what I've researched. In general, I would say you should definitely add some more hides and some more little stuff for her to go in and explore. But then again, I can't see your hamster in these pictures, so maybe she's buried in there somewhere, and maybe hides would just mess with her mojo, you know? I like her name on the front. Her name is Bambi. So cute. I'll just add more toys and stuff for her to play with. Next, Peeve Cat. I'm just gonna call you Cat because I don't want to say your name and mess up, because I know you are Swedish. Dwarf hamsters live in an IKEA detolf. And yes, we have 2 dwarfs together because we live in Sweden, and it's in Swedish animal welfare law to get 2. My daughter and I have a YouTube channel. It's called Tuvas Hamstrar. I will put that up on the screen. So let's check it out. I love this. Can I just say, people in other countries have such a good standard for their animal care, and it's so impressive and amazing, and they actually care in other countries about how their animals are taken care of. I don't really have an opinion on dwarfs yet. I've never owned them. I've never really researched on dwarfs. I love my Syrians. That's all I want. I've thought about owning a dwarf before because I have heard they'd be aggressive, and people don't want them because they're aggressive, but that might have been the Netherland dwarf. It might have been a different one. But I like this, like, I know it's Reptibark. It looks like Reptibark. I like that it's like in a circle. I think that's really cute and just adorable in general. And I love the hide, the wheel, everything. I mean, your cage looks like you put so much effort into it. This is such an amazing enclosure. I need to, like, she has the same enclosure as me, so I need to take some freaking details from this. This is amazing. Like, look at all things and like stuff for these hamsters to do. Rocks, natural looking hides. This is great. I love this. This is an amazing enclosure. 10 out of 10. Actually, 27 out of 10. 27 out of 10. Hello everyone. So that is the end of part 1. Those are all the enclosures I reacted to, and then that was 18 enclosures. In the next part, I will react to some more. There will be 3 parts because I was sent so many submissions. Anyways, guys, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you like, subscribe. If you didn't, then goodbye.